This is Tom Duty, middle-aged American living in New Jersey near the Lincoln Tunnel. If you were to visit my website, you would type Howdy Doody into Google. You'll find the correct spelling of the famous puppet. You then combine Tom Duty in a Google search for my site in an attempt to fine-tune who I'm speaking to. I have this idea that I have Postmate people who are either in New York. I have good reason to believe I have some of them, or not in New York. I have good reason to believe I have some of them. And then with all the blogging I do, I have a long time history of knowing that I get people who I will never pinpoint why they're paying attention, just because they do. So I will speak to you folks who are listening, but not Postmates. Not even considering it, not doing it currently, in New York, out of New York, doesn't matter. You're in a city that'll never get it. Whatever, you're listening. I will speak to you as everyone. Speak to Postmates people as Postmates people. That's the idea, that audience that I have. I'll share my screen. I only did 3 deliveries tonight. So here I begin in my barrio. This is a cafe. This is in New Jersey near the Lincoln Tunnel. Cafe called Las Brisas. It's Cuban owner. He drives the classic Cuban cars, which are American-made cars, but Cuba has made them distinctively their own. And as you can see, this is a Italian-inspired cup with a gondola. Italy has its mark on coffee every place in the world. This is called cortadito, which is a Spanish word describing, but I think only the Cubans use that word. Maybe they use it in Spain. I don't know, but I don't think so. I think it's uniquely Cuban, and it's espresso and a little bit of steamed milk. This is some blogging I did. So coffee and blogging and Puerto Rico default, that's probably because I tweeted something from a day before. So Postmates people, this is an example of starting a day, expecting to do some deliveries. I have nothing. This is the schedule. Close means I can't get any of those hours, and you don't see swap on any of them, meaning I don't have them. So that's the start of my day. Whether I'm working or not, of course, my schedule will look like that if I'm not working. I do not try to get hours in advance. I've ended up having hours and regretted it because I didn't release them soon enough, and so I don't bother trying to get hours in advance. I have a feeling that's an unusual strategy. However, I don't endorse it. It's not a great idea. It's sort of a mentally lazy strategy for scheduling. You can do better than I do, but however, that is my strategy. So if you at least know one person does it, it's me. So I go online at 2:43, and this is some audio blogging I did, news in the Washington Post today. Oh, I know what I was doing. I was preparing for some non-Postmates work. So I went online just because I was in the zone, and I started declining the jobs. This took me a while to figure this out. So here I'm declining 243. I'm online. I click here, and of course, Postmates people, you know this, down at the bottom it says skip or accept. If you were to click on that, you would see skipped or accept. I skipped. So out comes another one, 344. 8 minutes later, skip or accept. I skip. This is some more blogging I did. This is me getting paid for the first delivery that I accepted, though it wasn't this. I just missed a tweet. So anyways, listeners, Postmates people, please listen to this. So I skip, and then my phone rings, and it's fleet support. They were attempting to verbally give me a job assignment, which I politely declined, but I realized my online and skipping was becoming a bother to at least one person, and that's the one who had to bother calling me And besides, my attention was, I kind of couldn't keep my attention there anymore. So it's kind of a silly game that I quit in about 8 minutes. I finished my blogging, started my telemarketing, and there I go. I did one job here, 6:43. I'm getting paid. So you back this, maybe 30 minutes to do that. So 6:15 in the evening, I take my first job. Now I thought I was going to work much earlier. This is a credit to Postmates because my day just expanded. With the work that I do in the morning, all of a sudden I'm on the phone and doing a series of other things. And next thing you know, I'm doing this telemarketing. I'm writing my blog to complement the telemarketing, and I'm doing the tandem telemarketing with this fellow professional of debt relief in Florida. And now all of a sudden it's 6:43 and I'm getting paid for my first job. It is an ultimate flexible job. It's there when I want it. I feel no pressure. I had enough pressure in the other things that I did. So there's went here for the first time, Mexican Kitchen and Bar, and there's me getting paid for that one. And then Casa Nova is my last one, 719, and I'm done at 7:49. So listeners, I'm going to click in a minute to show you how much I made. So I go online. I'm going to call it 6:30. And I'm done with Casanova at, wow. So I'm going to call that 90 minutes because 6:30 is when I got paid for the first one. So I probably started it before that. I had to start it before that. So I'm going to call that 90 minutes. So if I go up here, I'm going to go to another area to show my payouts for each of the jobs. Now, where do I do that? So again, I only did 3 jobs. Before I show my payouts, I'm going to go back one more time to why I only did 3. I was going to work later, but all of a sudden, I finish Casanova. And here I am, all the way over on 10th Avenue, too close to the river. For those of you that know New York, when you're near the river, you're away from the restaurants, you're not going to get another job unless it's a really busy night. And in order to get away from the river when you're in Manhattan, you have to go uphill. So I'm like, I don't have an assignment. I have to go uphill to get to the center of Manhattan. I'm quitting, which took me up the river directly out to New Jersey. So it was I'm tired, I've had enough of a busy day, combined with the geography of Manhattan that says you don't have a job because you're near the river, you're out of the activity zone. I got to go get in the activity zone and then wait for a new delivery assignment, which is an undefined period of time. So I elected to quit. And here are... I can't. Files. Here we go. I clicked in the wrong place. So again, I worked about 90 minutes from when I finished what I was doing. I go off. I finished my telemarketing, and here it is. I don't know why I don't have 2 of these. Oh, because all the jobs fit on one. So hopefully this one, there it is, Casanova. So I got 520 and 539, so that's like 1060, and then I go, that becomes extra $1, 10.50, so that's 16, and then, so I got about $20 in 90 minutes. Not bad. Okay, it's not a ton of money. Nobody's getting rich with Postmate delivery. However, I had a day that expanded with work that needed my attention, and it's like anyone else's life. All of a sudden, delays, and all of a sudden I can't go online till like 6:15. But it wasn't a bust. I still made $20, which pays my expenses to go into the city and I'd rather be in the city than at home. So it just was awesome today. Listeners, here's my, I don't know why there's a delay. I do know why there's a delay. I don't know why it's this long. Postmates people, if you're active, you got an email today. I think it comes from Postmates National. And I think for some reason this doesn't want to open. Anyways, I tweeted them. Postmates people, this is my email today in very small print, and I just can't get them to expand. I don't know why. Okay, they won't open. But anyways, these are on my Twitter account, and now they're opening. Number of tips. These are my numbers for the weekly email that comes from Postmates. Oh, I went the wrong way. There we go. That's overall rating at 4.55 out of 4.6. I really don't know what that means. And I wish I did. I don't know how to judge that, whether it's good or I should be happy with that, or miles logged seems irrelevant. Jobs rated versus perform. There's some asterisk down here that there's some more explanation about this. Still don't know what it means. And that's from last night. So those are the 3 tweets from tonight. Again, here are the 3 jobs that I did. I had bigger expectations going into the city, more Postmates, less of my debt and financial marketing work, and it ended up being the opposite. The financial marketing work consumed my day, and all of a sudden I end up with just a tiny sliver of time, combined with some bad delivery that took me over the river, combined with a little laziness, and next thing you know, that's all I do. But it was still not nothing. I would have been home pissed off, lonely, and bored early if I didn't have Postmates. This was just awesome. This has been Tom Duty, middle-aged American living in New Jersey near the Lincoln Tunnel. If you were to visit my website, you would type Howdy Doody into Google. You'll find the correct spelling of the famous puppet. You then combine Tom Duty in a Google search for my site. Thank you for listening. Have a good day, good evening, or restful night's sleep. Ciao.